It's National Day and you're tuning in to Nightline with me, Adrian Seet. News making the headlines. Social solidarity, national integration and racial unity, key to national harmony, prosperity and well-being. And PM announces special financial assistance for civil servants. Thanks for joining us. Social solidarity, national integration and racial unity are keys to national harmony, prosperity and well-being. Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riyatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah on Tuesday said they were also the keys to gaining strength to face any challenges ahead in accordance with this National Day theme. Keluarga Malaysia, Teguh Bersama. In a statement on Tuesday, Controller of the Royal Household of Istana Negara, Dato Sri Ahmad Fadhil Shamsuddin, said His Majesty also called on the people to remember the history of more than 6 decades ago, when the spirit of patriotism and love for the country succeeded in uniting the people, determined and committed to rise and fight against colonialism until the desired independence finally became a reality. He said Al-Sultan Abdullah also encouraged the people to commemorate and appreciate the deeds and contributions of the patriots and freedom fighters, as well as security forces personnel who freed the country from the grip of colonialism and foreign enemies. While wishing Happy National Day to all Malaysians, His Majesty the King also expressed gratitude for the unity and harmony of the people to continue to be a strong foundation in maintaining stability, peace and prosperity in the country. Al-Sultan Abdullah and Raja Permaisuri Agong, Tunku Haja Aziza Amina Maimuna Iskandaria, also prayed for Malaysia to continue to be in the mercy and protection of Allah and be blessed with sustenance, prosperity, well-being and lasting peace and unity. For Dato Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, history could repeat itself and Malaysia recolonize if Malaysians do not defend the independence gained through the struggles of its past heroes. In his address, in conjunction with the National Day, which was broadcast over local television stations on Tuesday night, the Prime Minister said colonialism no longer took the same form it did during the colonial era and was now more insidious due to the creeping globalization that has left many countries reeling from its effects.
Bentuk penjajahan moden yang muncul ketika ini dan semua negara di dunia terkena dampaknya, iaitu penjajahan baru dalam bidang ekonomi, teknologi dan budaya. Anasir luar ini menggunakan pelbagai cara untuk menjajah semula dalam bentuk yang lebih canggih.
The Prime Minister added that these new forms of intangible threats were dangerous as they were the easiest way to strip a nation's mind and identity before destroying it in the process. He said only the love for our country would allow us to continue working together and unite to defend the values of peace, harmony and independence in order to safeguard our sovereignty. In paying homage to the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, Dato Sri Ismail Sabri said His Majesty is the protector of the nation who unites the people regardless of race, religion and political leaning. He also took the opportunity to express his gratitude to past national heroes and security personnel whose contributions allowed Malaysians today to enjoy the fruits of independence. National Day 2022 themed Malaysian Family Strong Together will be celebrated on Wednesday on a large scale at Dataran Merdeka with 50,000 visitors expected to be present. Meanwhile, the encouraging economic expansion seen at present is due to the expansionary fiscal policy via Budget 2022, a monetary policy that has remained accommodative, as well as the full reopening of the economy and national borders. Dato Sri Ismail Sabri said Malaysia's 8.9% gross domestic product GDP growth in the second quarter has caught the attention of the world.
Malaysia kini signifikan di mata dunia. Malah telah membuktikan pencapaian ekonomi dengan pertumbuhan keluaran dalam negara kasar sebanyak 8.9% bagi suku kedua tahun ini. Pencapaian yang direkodkan ini merupakan yang terbaik di Asia Tenggara.
The Prime Minister added that the confidence in the country's economy is clear amongst foreign investors. In the first half of 2022, Dato Sri Ismail Sabri noted that net foreign direct investment hit 41.7 billion ringgit compared with 23.3 billion ringgit before the pandemic. He added that the momentum of economic recovery is not just about GDP growth, but also the recovery of the job market as well, where the unemployment rate has gone down from 5.3% in May 2020 to 3.8% in June 2022. Meanwhile, the US Ambassador to Malaysia, Brian McFeeters, congratulated the government and the people of Malaysia on its 2022 National Day, which will be celebrated on Wednesday. Starting his greetings in Bahasa Melayu, the diplomat noted that this year, the US and Malaysia will be celebrating the 65th anniversary of diplomatic relations.
Salam sejahtera. Saya Brian McFeeters, Duta Besar Amerika Syarikat ke Malaysia. Bagi pihak rakyat Amerika Syarikat, saya ingin mengucapkan selamat menyambut Hari Kemerdekaan ke-65 kepada rakyat Malaysia.
McFeeters relayed his National Day greetings in a short video posted on the US Embassy Kuala Lumpur's social media pages. In his message, he said that over the past 65 years, both countries have built a strong partnership rooted in close people-to-people economic, health and security ties, adding that today the ties are stronger than ever and continue to deepen and expand. He added that the US also looked forward to further enhancing strong relations as the two countries make progress towards the common goal of a free and open Indo-Pacific. The government has approved several measures to improve the well-being of civil servants and to boost their morale in carrying out their duties more efficiently as well as diligently. Prime Minister Dato Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said the incentives include an additional 100 ringgit to their annual salary increment, KGT and Special Financial Assistance BKK of 700 ringgit for 2023. Announcing the good news at the 18th Civil Service Premier Message Gathering in Putrajaya on Tuesday, the Prime Minister said the additional KGT of 100 ringgit was for civil servants from grade 11 to 56 and would be paid from January 2023, involving a total of 1.28 million recipients and a financial implication of 1.5 billion ringgit. He also announced the BKK of 700 ringgit for civil servants of grade 56 and below, as well as 350 ringgit for government pensioners and non-pensionable veterans, also to be paid in January 2023.
Sebagai contoh, sebelum ini kadar KGT bagi grade 11 adalah RM80, maka pada tahun 2023 beliau akan menerima kadar KGT asas sebanyak RM100, menjadikan jumlah KGT diterima pada tahun 2023 adalah sebanyak RM180.
At the event, Dato Sri Ismail Sabri also announced an increase of maximum days for the cash reward in lieu of leave, GCR, to 180 days from the current 160, as well as improving the fixed rate of 3% received by officers who have reached the maximum salary to a new rate, which will be standardized according to the grade for all service classifications effective January 1st, 2023. The Prime Minister also announced an additional 5 days of special annual leave, bringing the total to 15 for education service officers who have served for more than 10 years. He said this would benefit approximately 500,000 teachers who could use it for emergencies or urgent matters or save it for a higher GCR cash award. Also announced was an expansion of the definition of family members for unrecorded leave due to the death of close family members. On the Prime Minister's push for the study of the public service remuneration system to be expedited, Chief Secretary to the Government, Tan Sri Muhammad Zuki Ali, said the study is in the final stages. He said the findings of the study are expected to be announced soon.
Dan saya rasa benda ini kita dah bentang dalam beberapa kali mesyuarat jawatankuasa kabinet mengenai perkara ini. Dan saya rasa bila dah ada final lah, nanti kita akan jangka umumkan lah.
Agak-agaknya bila kita
saya rasa dalam masa terdekat lah saya boleh sebutkan masa ini.
On the new initiatives and improvements for the public service announced by Dato Sri Ismail Sabri, Tan Sri Zuki said it would motivate civil servants to continue to provide their best service to the people. In the meantime, those met by our news crew expressed delight over the good news announced by the Prime Minister on Tuesday.
Memang berita yang ditunggu-tunggu oleh semua penjawat awam lain termasuk saya lah. Saya pun rasa sangat gembira dengan apa yang telah diumumkan. Dapatlah mengurangkan sedikit beban perbelanjaan harian kami lah.
Alhamdulillah, nak bagi ambil terima lah. Tak ada hal. Baguslah dia prihatin dengan keadaan kita punya rakyat. Susah sekarang ni.
Saya ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada PM. Sememangnya pengumuman hari ini amat kita tunggu-tunggu dan sebagai penjawat awam saya rasa hari ini hari yang sangat menggembirakan buat kita semua sebagai penjawat awam.
The Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Ministry is looking into efforts to improve laws related to the sale and purchase of used vehicles, including the proposal to introduce a lemon law. Its minister, Dato Sri Alexander Nantalingi, said this was important as it would protect consumers from becoming victims of fraud or to bear losses when buying used vehicles.
Di peringkat kementerian, kami sudahlah juga berbincang dan sekarang kita menyebut input daripada industri dan saya difahamkan industri memang sangat-sangat suka dengan lemon law inilah.
He said this to the media after officiating the launch of the AutoGen Plus Extended Warranty Program for used car owners in Kuala Lumpur on Tuesday. A lemon law protects consumers who purchase products that have a lifespan of more than 6 months, such as cars, to address the issue of existing damage as well as the possibility of an accident and to make a claim for the defective product. Based on statistics, from January to August this year, a total of 1,126 cases related to the sale and purchase of used vehicles were recorded by the Tribunal for Consumer Claims. Petroleum National Berhad, Petronas, will double the dividend payment to the government this year to 50 billion ringgit from the 25 billion ringgit promised earlier. President and Group Chief Executive Officer Dato Tengku Muhammad Taufik Tengku Aziz said the board had approved the amount which it viewed to be affordable after taking into account solvency and debt servicing of the company.
It's a request for us to consider a possible range of dividend payments, and this was what the board had approved to be affordable, having accounted for our spend, our debt obligations, our operational continuity. That was the total. So an additional 25. The remainder will be paid in the back half of this year.
He said this during a media briefing on the company's second quarter results on Tuesday. The amount was declared after Petronas announced that its net profit in the first half of 2022 more than doubled to 46.6 billion ringgit. The 50 billion ringgit is one of the highest dividends the company will be paying over the years. The highest dividend payment made by the company was in 2019, which totaled to 54 billion ringgit. Vivo has introduced its new mid-range smartphones, the Vivo V25 Series, V25e and V25, which enables users to express themselves through more dynamic images and videos. Following the legacy of the V series, the new models allow users to capture exquisite moments with its superior camera capabilities and innovative imaging technology.
Equipped with 64MP OIS ultra-sensing camera, the V25 series minimizes blurry shots and supports longer exposure time, creating clearer and brighter images, even in dim locations.
My favorite is actually the camera, and also not to forget the shape of it is very solid, and also the color, because I feel like the color is very subtle and the shape is very slim and solid, so it's easy for me to do contents and to bring it everywhere.
The device is powered by high-performing, energy-efficient hardware encased in a new color-changing fluoride AG glass that changes its hue when exposed to UV light. Powering the Vivo V25 series is a 4500 mAh battery with 44-watt flash charge, as well as the new extended RAM 3.0, allowing users to convert up to 8 GB of idle memory to RAM.
V25 will be available at 1799 and the Vivo V25e at 1399. From today until 2nd September, customers who purchase V25 or V25e will receive the gift worth up to 577 ringgit. For the V25, it includes a V25 leather backpack, 1 year extended warranty, and 1 year screen crack protection. As for the V25e, user will receive a V25e premium box Bluetooth speaker, 1 year extended warranty, and 1 year screen crack protection.
For more information on the Vivo V25 series, visit the company's official website or any of Vivo's concept stores.
Coming up next, fighting in Iraqi capital leaves scores dead after Sadr quits politics. Stay with us. Welcome back. At least 23 supporters of the Shia cleric Muqtada al-Sadr were killed, while more than 380 others were left injured on Tuesday after clashes between protesters and Iraq's military continued for the second consecutive day in Baghdad. Authorities said the incident occurred after tensions soared in Iraq amid a political crisis that has left the country without a new government, prime minister or president for months. The situation then escalated sharply after Sadr's supporters on Monday afternoon stormed the presidential palace in the capital's fortified green zone, which houses government buildings and foreign embassies, following the leader's announcement that he was quitting politics following the prolonged political deadlock in Iraq. The violence also prompted Iran to close its air and land borders with Iraq, just as millions of Iranians were preparing for an annual pilgrimage to Shiite sites. Sadr, in the meantime, has ordered its supporters to withdraw from outside parliament, where they have been protesting for weeks, and threatened to disavow anyone still in the high-security green zone. Indian multi-billionaire Mukesh Ambani has announced a $25 billion plan to launch 5G mobile internet services in India within just 2 months. Now, the service will be rolled out through Reliance's subsidiary Jio, which is India's largest mobile carrier. The announcements came as the battle for domination in India's digital future is heating up, with Ambani adding that Reliance was working with US technology giant Google to develop an ultra-affordable 5G smartphone, without giving further details on its price or planned launch date. The cheapest 5G-ready smartphones in India currently cost around $150 US.
Very closely with all leading global.
Pasukan berentak demi menjulang Piala Idaman. Kami bawakan kepada anda perlawanan tumpuan Liga Super 2022. Hanya di TV 9 dan Astro 149.
On to sports. Tennis, the 2022 US Open. Colombian qualifier Daniel Galán stunned fourth-seeded Greek Stefanos Tsitsipas in an epic first-round showdown, winning the affair on the 9th match point. Playing in the main draw for the first time, Galán appeared right at home on tennis's biggest stage, claiming the first 11 games as Tsitsipas struggled to find any of his usual finesse and won just 5 of his service points in the first set. Tsitsipas had a physio tend to his right arm before the 6th game in the second set, when he finally got on the board, and again during the break before the third set, when he broke Galán in the second game. Tsitsipas dropped only 4 of his first serve points in the third set and looked as though he had the momentum when he broke Galán again in the opening game of the 4th set. But the Colombian never lost his composure, sending across 41 winners throughout the entire contest, en route to sealing 6-love 6-1, 3-6, 7-5. In another game, Australian Nick Kyrgios overcame his despair at seeing his friend Thanasi Kokkinakis on the other side of the net, outclassing his compatriot in the first round. Kyrgios broke Kokkinakis to love to open the second set, firing off 14 winners in a relatively pristine display. Not willing to go down without a fight, the unseeded Kokkinakis whacked across 10 aces in the final set, but was simply no match for the superb Kyrgios, who clinched a 6-3, 6-4, 7-6 victory. Earlier, American qualifier Brandon Holt claimed a statement win in his main draw Grand Slam debut as he outplayed 10th-seeded countryman Taylor Fritz 6-7, 7-6, 6-3, 6-4 to charge into the second round. Holt, 24, the son of two-time US Open champion Tracy Austin, had not won a tour-level match coming into the tournament. In the women's event, Serena Williams delayed her farewell to tennis on an electrifying opening night as the sporting icon battled to victory in front of a star-studded crowd. The 23-time Grand Slam winner, who earlier this month signaled she plans to retire from tennis after the tournament, drew on all her experience to down a lowly ranked Montenegrin opponent Danka Kovinic 6-3, 6-3. A galaxy of celebrities ranging from Hollywood stars, fashion icons and former presidents were out in force at Flushing Meadows Arthur Ashe Stadium to watch what could have been Serena's final appearance in a Grand Slam singles match. However, the 40-year-old ensured that her legions of fans will have at least one more chance to savor her talents as she dug out victory despite an error-strewn display. Joining Serena in the second round was Madison Keys. The American started the campaign with a 7-6, 6-3 win over Ukraine's Diana Yastremska. Up next, 4 in a family die in motorcycle lorry crash. Nightline continues. A family of 4 were killed when the motorcycle they were riding was believed to have been hit by a trailer carrying a load of sand in a horrific accident in Kampung Semangga, Kota Tinggi, Johor on Tuesday. The victims who died were the motorcyclist, 39-year-old Muhammad Suti Yahya, and his wife Siti Jamaliyah Muhammad Yatim, 27 years old, 2 of their children, Nur Firman Hadi Abdullah, 4 years old, and 9-month-old Nur Fatihah Jana Muhammad Suti. Kota Tinggi District Police Chief Superintendent Husin Zamora said in the 2 p.m. incident, the victims were riding a motorcycle on their way back to their home located in Kampung Mawai. It was believed that Suti lost control of his motorcycle while going through a curve and entered the side lane before colliding with a truck from the opposite direction. Hussein said all the victims died at the scene after suffering serious head injuries. All the bodies were taken to the Kota Tinggi Hospital for post-mortem. The lorry driver was not injured and the case is being investigated under the Road Transport Act. In Pahang, 3 Orang Asli men who were charged with murdering a 14-year-old Orang Asli girl on Monday have now been charged with raping the girl at the Kuantan Sessions Court on Tuesday. The 3 accused, however, pleaded not guilty after the charge was read out to them before Judge Sharul Rizal Majid. The accused, 29-year-old Rosli Baka, 22-year-old Helmat and 26-year-old Murad Ahmad, were jointly charged with raping the girl in a forest area at Bukit Ibam in Muazzam Shah, Rompin between 11:15 a.m. on August 20th and 7 a.m. the following morning. The charge, framed under Section 375B of the Penal Code, provides for a jail sentence of between 10 and 30 years upon conviction. The court set September 29th for mention and no bail was given as they also face the murder charge. Police have confirmed that UMNO President Dato Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi is under a sedition investigation over his special address to his party's delegates at the World Trade Center WTC last weekend. The Federal Police Corporate Communications Head, Assistant Commissioner A. Skandar Guru, said a dozen reports have been lodged against the former Deputy Prime Minister over the matter. Skandar Guru said so far there were 12 police reports on the matter and investigations were underway. He added the investigations are being carried out under the Sedition Act and the Communications and Multimedia Act. Amongst those who had lodged a police report against Dato Sri Zahid's remarks at the meeting was Parti Amanah Negara's Mobilisation Bureau Director Muhammad Sani Hamzan. He alleged that during the special address held after former Prime Minister Dato Sri Muhammad Najib Tun Razak lost his final appeal against his SRC international conviction, Dato Sri Zahid had criticised the judiciary, the Attorney General's chambers, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission and the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, amongst others. And Nightline draws to a close this time around. We leave you with visuals of Merdeka celebrations held at schools across the country. I'm Adrian Seet. Thank you for watching and happy National Day, Malaysia.